Hello, hello. Hi, Nicole. You were the first one here.
Hello.
How are you, honey?
Good.
Good.
Just lying down. That's why I had my video out.
Oh, you're allowed to lie down.
Yeah.
That's okay. I am just running a couple numbers here.
Okay.
And we will go ahead and get started. Did you log
Yeah.
into this Acer? You did it, right? Are you on an Acer tablet?
Pardon?
Are you on an Acer tablet?
I can't hear you. Sorry.
Oh. Hi, Tony. You hear me now? Hello. Oh, look at that hair. Oh. Hello, hello. I did this, right? Some world events stress me out a little bit. I wonder,
Yeah.
you guys sometimes can't hear me when I have headphones in, right? Tony, did you straighten your hair? It looks straighter.
Yes, I did. It's a mess.
I love it. Why are you so fancy? Looks good. Okay. I'm gonna see
Thank you.
better with this or worse, okay? Can you hear me now? Good or bad? Good?
Good.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it in. It's easier for me to not be distracted by household noise. Okay, so I'm gonna go over a couple numbers while we wait for people to log in, and then I will get started with the screening, okay? My allergies are out of control, worse than usual, so you guys have to bear with me. Okay, our October end of month numbers were 55,878 GWB. That was the best October we've had since 2017, and one of the best months we've had, period, since 2017. So I'm so proud of you guys. We ended the month with 211 people. Out of those 211, 90 of them were active, which is like bananas. It's like almost 50%. Out of those 90, 46 of them had 500 PRV or more. I didn't go up to the 1,000 or anything because there were so many of them. We had 10 promotions group wide, and we had 8 people paid at title. So like crazy. Cody, you were one of those promotions. So freaking proud of you. I can't wait to like celebrate your next one. Hello, Alexandra. Um, Today is only the 3rd. Wait till you guys hear these numbers. November 3rd, we are almost at director numbers already. So we are almost at 10,000 GWB. Hi, Edie. We already have 24 people active. Like, it's the 3rd of the month, and 24 of you are already active. We already have 6 people who have 500 or more, and we already have 2 people who have more than 1,000. Like, Tiffany and Julie.
Wow.
I know. Tiffany Betts and Julie Bond both had over 1,000 on day one. So you know that they were just like holding on to those orders. Like they had gathered orders and entered it on day one. So that's awesome. So really, really proud of you guys. I don't know if all of you saw my screenshots that I posted the other day of the growth. Not even year over year, but literally since the pandemic started. Like just since March, the growth of this group, of this team, has been explosive. It's unreal. I can't believe we're in a global pandemic. Like all of us were kind of like, what's gonna happen to our businesses? And then Team Over the Rainbow was like, I'll show you. Like you guys showed up. It was crazy. Mandy, you made it. Mandy was not sure if she could log in. So I'm happy to see that. Carol Ann, it's wonderful to see your face. You guys are allowed to show your video. It's not just the Cody Kate show, okay? You guys can totally hang out. Hi, Mandy. It's very late over in
I'm just eating, and then I'll turn on my camera. I got to eat first.
That's fair. That's fair. Mandy is over in Newfoundland, so it is like 9:30, right? Where you are? Yeah, that's really late. Thanks for coming, honey. Okay, who's ready to get started? Gonna have a little sippy poo, and then we'll go ahead, okay?
much of the election coverage before I go completely batshit crazy.
Did you mean to unmute, Caroline? Sorry, I was watching the election coverage. That's why I have that. Okay. Tonight we are talking about, or for the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about the 3 legs of success. It's the stool image that I've shared before with the 3 different legs. It was created by Chloe Cox and her husband, and it's literally, the stool is to signify your business, right? And if you don't have an equal grounding on all 3 of these legs, your business is going to fall one way or the other. Okay, if you want to actually grow, Beatty, I'm just going to go ahead and mute you, okay, honey? Unmute yourself though if you have something to say. So those 3 legs, hi Catherine, those 3 legs are PRV, recruiting, and coaching. Okay, and then we're going to dive into a little bit of mindset stuff after that, because I want you, of course, to pay attention to these 3 legs, but I'll tell you right now, you could be doing all of the work in all 3 legs in order to grow, but if you don't have your mindset right, none of it matters. It's all a massive waste of time. And the only reason I can tell you guys that is because I am the expert of wasting time because of bad mindset, okay? So just don't fall into the same trap I did. So tonight's leg that we're going to be talking about is PRV, and I'm going to go through some systems that I have found that have worked for me, that allows me to work smarter, not harder, and allows me to sort of duplicate my efforts. So the first one in PRV is something that we're all going through a lot right now, which is those LPOs, okay? Love them or hate them. A little bit of both sometimes, a little bit of both in one morning sometimes. But we can't deny that they add massive PRV to our months, right? So how do we sort of take advantage of these LPOs without driving ourselves crazy? And I will give you a little disclaimer. It is up to you as a consultant whether you want to market these LPOs or not. If you find them too stressful, or you don't want to wake up at 2 a.m., or sometimes the launches are midday and you're at work or whatever, no one is forcing you. Okay, you are the boss of your business. You get to decide whether you A, market them, or B, offer to enter those orders for your customers yourself. Okay, you don't have to do either of those. Will you miss out on some PRV? Probably, yeah. But you really have to weigh the options. Is it worth your stress or not? Like, if it is, then hey, join the 2 a.m. club with us in Team OTR. And if not, girl, let it slide. Don't worry about it. Find your PRV in other ways, which we will talk about, okay? How do you market LTOs? How do you sort of gather up enough orders in order for it to make it worth it to set that 1:45 alarm, or whatever happened this week with those daylight savings? Like, that was crazy. Go to your sales reports and find anybody who has ever ordered anything that has to do with that. Okay, so a good example for this year was the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, because we had the Nightmare Before Christmas in 2019. So what I did is I went to my sales reports in the reporting tab, and I was able to find anybody who had ever ordered that Jack's Warmer or the Jack's Session scent. And I literally wrote down all of those names and then contacted each person. So sales reports can be really, really helpful. Something else, like anybody who's ever ordered a Marvel thing, if we have a new Marvel release, for instance, okay, you're gonna go back into your sales report. You're gonna find anybody who's ever ordered Spider-Man or the Hulk or whatever, okay, and you're going to write down all of their names and let them know a new Marvel Universe character is just launching. The Spend Buddy that we saw that sneak peek of at the Heidi and Orville month end video, that's a good example. So anybody who ordered, if you're around last year, anybody who ordered any frozen products, the frozen warmer, the frozen scents, Olaf Buddy from a couple years ago, you need to contact them and let them know, like, Ben's part of the collection now and he's coming out. How to track them, or how to market them, continuing on. Email blast works really well. So literally emailing like a bulk email, a mass email. You can make it cute and pretty by using a service like MailChimp or something, or you can literally just keep it simple and use your Gmail. It just depends on how much time you have to work with. Your VIP group, your business page, obviously you should be like spamming those places with any kind of LTO thing. really, really keep in mind and remember that Facebook only shows your posts to some people. Okay, a very small percentage of your followers will actually see your post. So when you think you're spamming, barely anybody actually sees any of that. Okay, so don't worry too much about that kind of stuff, especially for LTOs, because if they don't see it and then they miss it because you didn't tell them, they're going to be mad. Okay. Reaching out individually, obviously, you guys know how I feel about that. That is literally where the money is. Plus, posting like personal experiences or connections to whatever that LTO may be. So the NHL one, obviously my connection was I have 2 hockey player sons. Okay, so I was able to post like pictures of them playing hockey and be like, we're a hockey family. True, I actually don't give a shit about hockey. Like, I might be the first Canadian in history to actually admit that, but I literally don't care about hockey. I have to learn the hockey rules like while I'm at my son's game. Okay, I'm like, was that icing? Like, I have no idea. I don't care. But I'm gonna pretend I care because honestly, my family cares. So I'm gonna pretend I care to my customers to be like, we're a hockey family. Like, all I know is that we're not allowed to like because that's my husband's rule. Okay. So post personal connections, whatever LTO it is, and offer a personal link to every person who says they want something. This is a really, really, really big one. So if Maybe tells me that she wants this spend buddy coming up, for instance, I'm gonna go, cool. Did you want to just did you want me to put it on the link that I have open, or did you want to open your own personal shopping link that you can share with your friends? You can put your own spend on that link, or I'll do it for you. But you can also share that link with other people. I would assume that hits 265, we close it out with some free half price stuff. Like 90% of people say yes to this with me. I have like 20 open links at any given time because I'm offering this with people. If they never share it, nothing bad happens. Okay. There's literally no risk to this. If they never share it, if nothing ever happens, I literally just like add my own orders to that open link and I close it myself and ship my own hostess rewards. Like, nothing ever bad happens. There's no risk in offering this, but you risk losing out on potential PRV and potential new customers by not offering it. Okay. The way that I track it is when someone says they're interested, I give them my Google form that I create for that exact thing. So when this is Spend Buddy again, I have a Google form for Spend, or I will, but I will have a Google form for Spend Buddy, and I will literally send it to Mandy, for instance. She'll fill out all her information. So it's all there electronically, and then I also have like a paper and pen tracking sheet as well for all pre-orders, and it's just name, item, interested, and then or maybe. So if they're like, oh yeah, like let me know closer to the day, they go to my maybe thing. If they're like, I have to have it, and I will kill you if you don't get it for me, they go into the yes, and then I have columns for paid. So I never ever order anything unless someone pays me first, and then ordered. So like, got it. And that's just my own personal way because it's my hot mess brain and the way it works. I have to have some kind of physical tracking sheet for that. And then what I do is I enter them all myself typically because I have the time and ability to do that now. Okay. Always attached to a party. Sometimes it's multiple parties, so that if Mandy has that open link and she wanted that Spend Buddy, I'm going to put that on her link and the rest of them on my link or whatever, okay? But never ever not attached to a party. And now that Scentsy has allowed us to open up those individual orders and attach them to parties, it makes it even easier. We don't have to go through our PWS anymore. That's that. That's it for pre-order marketing. Does anyone have any questions about that before we move on? I should have brought water down with me. This is so expensive.
What do you mean when you say that you don't have to go through the PWS to attach it to a party?
So Alexandra, if you want to check the news tab or the team page, they just announced a new feature that we can actually place. Remember how my big rule is never use individual orders? Or like that feature, you can actually open an individual order now, like create it, and at the end, right before you submit it, it's going to ask you if you want to attach that individual order right to a party. So it's almost that now from the workstation directly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But you can add, like, say for example, if I have a party based on the sales that my events pulled in, but people want to order something, can you not add them as a guest to that party?
Yeah, sure you can, but we're talking about LTOs, right? So if you have,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, that's okay. But if you have the last couple LTOs I've closed actually reached like free shipping whole parties. So I was actually able to enter them as a party like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But we're talking about specifically if you only have like a few orders, they don't reach that 265 minimum. You
Right.
still have to go towards the party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the workstation just allows you now to open an individual order and attach it to the party now, which is kebab.com, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, good question. Okay, so if no one else has any questions about the LTO stuff, I'm gonna go on to follow up customer service. I really feel like this is a big roadblock in so many people's heads. So most of you guys are blacked out right now, so I guess it'll just be me and Tony and Mandy putting our hands up. But who will, I don't know, put the chat or something? Who has ever not followed up with anybody because you feel like you're bugging them or you feel like it's salesy when you reach out to them? So do not raise your hand, you're a damn liar, or I taught you really well from day one. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna promise you that it is actually your job to follow up with people, okay? It is not spammy if you do it the right way. Of course, there is, I may be raising my hand, yeah. So, of course, there is a spammy way to do it. There's gross ways to do it. We've all probably been the victim of that, like, quintessential MLM girl who only talks to us when she wants an order and never, like, follows up with us to see how our last order even was. Like, there's bad ways to do it, but I promise you, when you do it the right way, it becomes an asset to your business, and it becomes an appreciated part of your business from your customer standpoint. I will tell you, I didn't follow up with anybody for like the first, I don't know, years of my business because I felt this way. So I was like, they'll just contact me when they need new bars, right? Like, I literally thought that. I was like, I'm just gonna back off. I don't want to bug anybody. They will come to me when they need new stuff. And then guess what happened? They shopped at Walmart because they were already out of wax. They shopped at that craft fair on the weekend because wax was right in front of them and they were already out of wax. Like, so many things happened. Or they went to a party and because they weren't stocked up, they placed a $200 order with a different consultant, which, by the way, they're allowed to do because we don't own anybody. This is a disclaimer. Following up is part of your actual job, okay? It's your responsibility to make sure your customers are taken care of, or somebody else will take care of your customers. Plain and simple. So it isn't up to them to contact you. I'm just going to read from my notes out. When they're out, imagine, and you guys know who have been around for a while, I like to kind of refer things back to like the waitress thing that I did. Imagine you're out at a restaurant. Does your waitress wait for you? Does a good waitress, I'll say, wait for you to flag her down when you need something? Are you like, hey, we're thirsty here? No, no. She anticipates your needs and she takes care of your needs sometimes before you even know you need them. Isn't it the best when your server drops off brand new refills of Diet Coke at your table before you even ask for them just because you were getting a little bit low? Like, that's like, as soon as someone does that, I was like, 25% tip. Like, it instantly changes the game. Like, they're right. Mandy's like, yes. It is literally like anticipating someone's needs, letting them know that they need a refill before they even realize they need a refill because their cacao is spicy. Like, that makes a difference. Okay, imagine you are a server of Scentsy, because that's what you are. Okay, you do not wait for your customers to need something before you reach out to them. You let them know, hey girl, it's been 4 weeks since you've ordered that 3-pack. I know you're out of wax now, or I know you're coming to it. And if you're not out of wax now, we need to talk about your wax habits because you're probably not changing it enough. So it's your responsibility. I make it work for me because I am not a consistent person and I am a hot mess, which means I don't always do the things I need to do when they need to be done, is that AB app. You guys all know, I swear by it. If you don't have it yet, maybe you just downloaded it, right? Or you're about to. Yeah. Kayla Vale, our new director, she just downloaded it too, and then texts me like an hour later. She's like, "Oh my God, it's life changing." Yes, yes. And the difference is between like a system that you could do on your own with a binder and order forms and the Amy app is that it prompts you, it basically bugs you, it dings you when you need to do some stuff. Okay. Plus, it also gives you that serotonin drip every time you check something off. So it says you have 34 to do. And you're like, oh, and you go and check through them, and then it goes, boop, 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 and it brings you down to the 0 to do. And it also tells you how many to dos you've completed, how many messages you've sent, how many new customers you have, and how close you are to your goals for the month. It also, for team leaders, will prompt you to follow up with your frontline. When you only have one or two, that's not hard to do. Obviously, you're just going to do it anyway. I swear, get in the habit now, because when you guys have 100 frontline, which will eventually be your goal, it's going to become chaotic and unmanageable. So get the habit now of talking to them monthly, and Amy will help you with that, okay? You can track samples. So if you give samples away, which all of us do, even in orders, you can actually track what samples you gave to what person, and Amy will actually prompt you to follow up with them in 2 weeks to be like, hey, how was that Christmas cottage sample or whatever, okay? My system for Amy, and I'm just being real here, is to just get some done every week, okay? I don't profess to try and get all of mine done every week. I have like over 200 to-dos every week just because of the amount of team I have and the amount of customers I have. But as long as I'm just digging through it, that's good for me. As long as I'm making sure that I'm not leaving anybody behind, that's good for me. And I scroll down to the bottom and then work my way up to the top every week to make sure that I'm hitting like the oldest ones and then work up to the newest ones. If you have any questions about Amy stuff, that's it. I'm acting like I'm in the 2 page. Ask right now. That's what I'm trying to say.
So you can use Amy for your team as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know. So I have 74 frontlines or something like that as of today. There is no way this brain of mine or anybody's brain, I don't think, would be able to actually like keep track of all of those people. And Amy honestly helps me do that. So it doesn't mean that I love any of my frontlines any less, but sometimes I need a system in order to make sure I am taking care of the people I love accordingly. So if you got a message from me today and you are my frontline, it's because Amy told me to text you. So I did. It's so helpful.
That's hilarious.
I know, right? So you can track those samples. You can help your frontline. You can track potential recruits. You can track potential hostesses. Like there are so many things that you can do. It's like $14 or something Canadian. I don't even know how much it is. It comes out of my debit card. I promise you guys, if you're using it properly, it's going to pay itself back like tenfold, okay? So we're going to move on, and I'm just going to bang through these next couple of ways to increase your PRV. But that follow-up customer service, you guys, if your customers, the majority of your customers aren't purchasing monthly, or at least at the very least, like tri-monthly every third month, it's because you're not following up with them, period. Almost every single one of my customers buys from me at least 4 times a year. Like, there's the odd person who's like, don't talk to me, I'll buy from you in 12 months, and I'm going to buy $200 at once, and then don't talk to me again until next January. Like, I have a couple people like that, but the majority of my customers honestly purchase from me monthly. And it's because I'm talking to them all the time. And I'm not just being like, hey, Tony, are you ready to buy more bars? Hey, when are you going to put an order in? Hey, I'm about to hit my monthly goal. Do you want to help me hit my monthly goal? I'm not talking to people like that. When Tony receives her bars, I'm going to check in to make sure she loves all her bars. First of all, because it's bad for her if she doesn't. But guys, it's also bad for my business if she doesn't love all her bars. Because then guess what? She's going to stockpile bars that she hates. And isn't going to melt, and that she's not going to buy new ones because she feels guilty about the 17 she has that she hasn't worn. Okay? So I'm going to make sure she loves all her bars. If she doesn't, I'm going to swap one right out. No problem. Has she worn it already? Don't care. I'll swap it out with a brand new one. I'll use her half-used crappy bar now. Thanks, Tony. To make samples. Okay? I will always take care of my customers. So I'm following up with them to make sure that they're satisfied first. And then when I actually do a follow-up with them, it's going to just be me making sure they're taken care of. I followed up with people before recently, this fall, who have said, actually, I just attended a party because my friend was hosting one, and I just bought blah, 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 blah from whatever consultant. And my response wasn't, oh, how dare you? No, because I don't own her. My response was, cool, I just wanted to make sure you were taken care of. Glad to hear you stocked up. Let me know what your favorite product was you get from that party. Okay? I'm making sure that their interests come before mine, and that's what customer services, and that's what customer follow-up should always be. Okay? So, Scentsy Club is our next little meaty category within this category. I want to make sure that you guys realize this first, because right in the compensation plan, it says for your PRV that Scentsy Club is less. So if you are not marketing the Scentsy Club because you think you're getting paid less on it, which would be fair because it says it right there, that's not true. They put it in there, but I can't say too much because it's a bit of a secret, for lack of better words. They put it in there in advance just in case they implemented some changes that they were going to implement. They have not implemented those changes. Hi, Teresa. They will only decrease your Scentsy Club PRV if it wildly benefits you to do so. And guys, I'm not going to go any farther than that, but I promise if they ever implement the change that they're sort of talking about in order to decrease your PRV a little bit, the Scentsy Club, I promise you're actually going to be freaking stoked about it. That's how good it is. Okay, the idea is so good, but since you won't ever do anything that isn't in your best interest, Scout's honor. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Don't be scared to market the Scentsy Club because you're getting just as much PRV as you are for anything else. Scentsy Club, why do you want it? Guys, it's automatic PRV for doing nothing. It is literally the epitome of passive income. Do you have to market it and get the word out to your customers initially? Yes, of course. Okay, just like you would for anything else. But once you do, that PRV rolls in every month, 2 months, or 3 months without you doing anything. It is recurring automatic PRV. We all know that there are minimums to Scentsy, or maybe you have your own minimum that you want to reach every month. Maybe you want to be active every month. You go, girl, get that discount. Maybe you want to hit your 500 PRV every month because that's your leadership minimums in order to be paid on your team. Imagine just waking up and already having that 500 PRV in every month without even doing anything. That's what Scentsy Club can offer you. That's what Scentsy Club can do. If you're not a leader or you're not worried about that, imagine just being active every month not even every 4 months, every month without you even trying. That's what Scentsy Club could do. Now, you're not just going to let your 500 PRV roll in and then lay back, okay? You're going to use that time that you would have spent to gather that PRV that is now rolling in automatically to do other income producing activities. So you're going to use your new freed up time to grow your business even further. That is actually the idea behind it and the potential behind it. You could grow a massive business because now you've freed up all of this extra time in order to do other things. Like the success, okay? Increase your PRV, expand your network, recruit people, coach your team, and coach with your team, okay? Like with your upline. Raise the roof here. So I have currently 8 subscribers, including myself, and I include myself because that's still PRV. Okay, I have 8 subscribers with 10 subscriptions. So me and one of my other subscribers each have 2 subscriptions. Like last month, my PRV for Scentsy Club was $290, but this month it should be closer to $500, just because of the way that people's subscriptions are rolling in. everyone's bi-monthly and tri-monthly and whatever, they're all kind of converging this month. So I will be able to increase my PRV by 500 or almost 500, literally for doing nothing. I haven't even contacted these people yet this month. Okay. Make sure we're talking about systems. This morning at a time thing, I actually just talked to Carol about it today. I think we're going to buy like the subscription for Zoom, so I don't have to worry about this anymore. The systems for getting it out there, for talking to people and increasing your subscription. Make sure you are talking to every single customer who buys anything consumable. Okay, like anything that runs out. Fragrance flowers, pods, like wax, literally dish soap, laundry, any of that stuff that runs out ever. If they buy any of that, talk to them about the Sense Club and the benefits, okay? So they get a permanent 10% discount, and they have the option to get a 50% off item. It is the only way to do those things without joining or being a host. Okay, I went live in my VIP group today to talk about that. But literally, the title of it was "Get a Permanent Discount and a 50% off item without joining or hosting a party." Anyone who buys consumables, okay? Anybody who buys a retiring or LTO set. Did you guys know that you can actually add those holiday bricks that we have? If you guys haven't seen a brick in real life, oh, of course. That's a brick, okay? It's the size of my head. Okay? It's a huge pound of wax. Did you know that the holiday bricks that we have available right now can be added to the Scentsy Club in bar form? So if you don't want literally a pound of Crimson Berry, you can just get it in a bar, only in the Scentsy Club. And Scentsy will continue to pour Crimson Berry for you forever, as long as you keep it in your club. So anybody who is ordering any kind of retiring or LTO scent ever, okay, like in a bar form, that's only bar. So the peppermint dish soap doesn't count, okay? Or any customer who orders, my dog is pacing back and forth beside me, and I'm like in the basement, locked in a room. She got through like the playroom somehow. So, sorry, I'm slightly distracted because she's like, there's probably like a squirrel outside. Or any customer who ever orders every 3 months or more. And what we just went over, all of your customers should be doing that, okay? Let them know the benefits to them, that they're already placing those orders anyways. They're already ordering in those frequencies anyways. They could actually have their orders shipped right to them. It's convenient. I'm not going to go into all the benefits of the Scentsy Club. There's 1,000 trainings out there. Go watch them. Include postcards or flyers in your orders. This is something I haven't done yet, you guys, because I haven't found a cute one for Canada. So that's actually going to be my mission in the next few days, is to find a cute postcard or flyer that we can actually print off, or send to print off. So if I can't find one, I'll make one and I'll post it to Team Over the Rainbow, okay? And treat your subscribers right. That's my last part of the Scentsy Club. I always send little PWS packages, so all of my PWS customers get a little package. I send the same thing to my Scentsy Club subscribers. I gotta run out of time before I finish. So I'm just gonna wrap it up quickly. Partying! I want to yell this so hard. Teresa and I have been talking about this. We both built our business with parties, and then we both slumped off with parties for the last couple of years. And weird, our businesses sort of slumped too. Weird how much of a coincidence that is. Now, both of us have started partying again, and both of our businesses are amping up again. You guys, a successful business directly correlates to the amount of parties you are doing a month. It's going to increase your PRV and expand your base all at once, your customer base. You think 2,000 PRV is scary? That's just 4 parties of 500 PRV. Okay, it is not that scary. My PRV last month was 3,800. That literally all came from parties. Mine is like maybe 200 PRV. They all came from parties. I don't work that hard. I promise I don't work that hard. It was literally me running some online parties. I have booked 12 parties in the last 4 weeks using the dice game. If you're too scared to use the dice game because you don't understand how it works, read through the instructions that are on the Team Over the Rainbow and honestly just do it. Like jump and then build your wings on the way down. I promise it's worth it. I actually figured out some stats real quick. So I booked 12 parties in the last 4 weeks. Out of those parties, I've actually only ran 6 of them, like 4 of them actually. 2 of the ones are still ongoing, and then 6 of them still have to come. 34 new customers came from those parties so far. 34 customers, guys. Plus, like I said, that 3,800 PRV, which 200 of it I flipped to a new consultant. So I got 12 parties, 34 new customers, and a new recruit from the dice game alone. No other party booking tool. No personal shopping links, none of that stuff. Literally just playing the dice game. I played the dice game in my VIP group, and I played the dice game in all of the parties I have running. And I booked at least one party, actually probably more than that, but I'm just going to say at least one party from every party I'm doing. It works. And I've given away like almost nothing, to be honest. It's just the way that it worked out. People just keep picking the envelopes with the parties with them, okay? I give away a grand prize to every single person who hosts a party with me, but they don't get that grand prize until the party closes. So again, I'm not out anything, all right? So parties. Trying to think of one like important thing to say about it. Basically ask every order. So my system for booking parties is the dice game, of course, but ask every order. Someone orders a 6-pack, you ask them if they want to pay $40 or if they'd like to get it for free or half price. That is not you being spammy. That is you offering the best customer service possible. It is your job, like I said earlier in the follow-up, to offer the best Cincy experience possible. That includes saving them the most money. If they don't want to party, they will tell you they don't want to. They're not going to run and hide. They're not going to ghost you. They're not going to care. Okay, think of it this way. If you went into Walmart or Target and you wanted to buy whatever you want to buy, and you paid full price for it and you walked out and then you found out after that there was a 50% off coupon, and all you had to do was just claim it, except nobody told you about it. Like, you could have got 50% off or free the items you chose, but no one offered it to you. Wouldn't you be sort of pissed? The same thing goes for Cincy. It is literally your job to offer your customers the best savings possible. You're not bugging them. As long as you don't do it in a buggy, gross way, okay? If they say no, you don't get to whine and complain about it. You just go, okay, cool, your total's now $50 or whatever it is for shipping, okay? And then I'm just going to end it real quick with VIP groups. And I almost forgot to even include this, and Teresa was like, hello, like where all your sales come from. VIP groups should be a place where people agree to be in there, and agree to be in there is a really extremely important part. Do not throw your entire Facebook friends into a group or invite them to an event or anything unless you've actually asked their permission. I've gotten invited to like no less than 17 pampered chef parties in the last 2 weeks that no one even asked me about. They're just throwing me in groups. That's like taking someone off the sidewalk and literally kidnapping them and throwing them in your living room and throwing Cincy in their face. Okay, it's rude. Don't do that. Treat people on social media like how you would like to be treated in real life. So your VIP group should always be a place that people have agreed to be in, a place where they have agreed to listen to your Cincy stuff. Make your VIP group personal, share about your life, and make sure that your posts are honestly 90% like real life stuff, not just a bunch of flyers. Or else it just becomes a big sales group and like no one wants to be there. So really make sure that it's a place that people actually want to be, and then you will actually have people engaging with you, interacting with you, and then actually inviting their friends without you even asking them to do so. Okay? I'm going to end it now because we're just running out of time. If you guys want, can dive harder into VIP groups another time. But I hope that helps you. Taking these things and actually implementing them into your business can honestly massively increase your PRV. So just let me know if you have any questions about it. And next week we'll talk about recruiting. Okay? Love you. Happy election night. Bye, guys.